Welcome back, Top Notch Gang, to another video, and this one is gonna be another banger. So a few days ago, the episode titles for the first 5 episodes for the final season of Power Book Ghost came out on Rotten Tomatoes, and I was gonna make a video about that, but that would just be a lot of guessing, speculation, and shit like that. So I decided to wait, and now we got new exclusive photos of things that we're gonna see take place in season 4, and I think we're able to connect some of these pictures to what we already saw in the teaser trailer. And also, I made a bold prediction at the end of season 3 that I think finally is gonna come true with the introduction of Noma's daughter, Anya Covington. We just received a photo of her. Yes, she's gonna be in this last and final season, like I said. So we have a lot to dive into. We're gonna break down the episode titles, the Anya Covington situation, how she could play a factor in Tariq and Brayden's plan to win this war, and of course connect some of these pictures. I think we're going to be able to figure out one of the kills that's going to take place and the episode in which it takes place in the final season. So without further ado, I appreciate if you guys leave a like, comment, subscribe, but let's go ahead and get right into it. Now we gotta start with Noma's daughter, Anya Covington. I recently made 2 videos talking about new and returning characters that could possibly come for the final season, and Anya Covington was a big emphasis for me because I said Noma's biggest weakness is her daughter. Her daughter up to this point doesn't really know the shit her mom is involved with. So I pointed out how Sydney Winbush, her name was on the IMDb site and said she was gonna appear in season 4 episode 1, and now with this picture coming out, it looks like that's gonna be true. Also, I talked about how some of the actors already followed her on social media. Michael Rainey, who plays Tariq, Gianni, who plays Brayden, and of course Latoya, that plays Diana. So when I saw that, I'm like, okay, maybe they're just keeping it under wraps, and when we get the full trailer, that's when we're first gonna see her appear. But now that these pictures came out, it's confirmed she's gonna be around. And I told you guys, I believe they strategically put her daughter in college around Tariq and them age to make it make sense, with Tariq being on the outs with Effie and Diana, who both betrayed him, and of course with Lauren leaving at the end of season 3. This could possibly form a new love interest for Tariq. Now a lot of people say they don't want him to have no love interest. They want him to focus on winning this war, getting out the game, and just living his life away from all this shit. And I talked about how Tariq could possibly use her, how Kanan was using him to get back at Ghost. Once again, this is Noma's biggest weakness by far, but I do think it'll just happen gradually over time with him using her. I do think this is the vital point he has to attack with all the information he has on her. He knows what she looks like, he knows what school she goes to. Effie showed him her social media when he got her out of prison, when they made that whole deal. He has everything he needs. This is the angle he has to take, and I think she wouldn't be in this season if she wasn't as important. Noma could have literally just flew her out the country and that was that, but no, she made an appearance, and I think she's going to be one of the biggest pieces we have to look out for going forward. Which is interesting because we see Noma and Obi, they're in the field. We got this new exclusive picture of them, and I think this is only because her daughter is involved. She's not trusting the Tejadas or Effie or her henchmen or just Obi to get the job done. She has to get in the field, get her hands dirty, make sure everything goes smoothly because her daughter is involved, like I said. And if it does go the route of Tariq and her daughter getting involved romantically, this is gonna put a wedge between them where she can't take out Tariq because of her daughter. If her daughter really doesn't know what her mom does, how Noma controls all this product, guns, territory, and shit like that. So this is gonna raise the tension even higher than before, and with this being the last and final season, we know shit is gonna go down. It's gonna get really crazy. So this is gonna be a lot we have to look out for, but them confirming she is a character is very important, and I'm glad to see it. Next up, and something I think is cool, is we're already able to mix and match scenes we got in the teaser trailer to the exclusive pictures we just received. And with this, we're able to predict and tell what's more than likely going on in some of these scenes. So we're gonna go ahead and break it down. Now, there's 3 examples of this. The first being Tariq and Brayden meeting with Davis. Now, I think this is very important because I think it's gonna come a point in time where Davis has to choose a side. side. And you know him, he always chooses the side of where the money resides. And you see in the teaser trailer, we see them throw a big bag of money on the table. They're wearing the exact same clothes as the one they're wearing when they're meeting him. So I think they're paying him either for information on the Tejadas, for more protection, or anything like that. When they go through with winning this war, probably have to get their hands dirty, taking people out, they're gonna need him standing behind them to make sure they don't go to jail, that they're in front of all the things that the police department could possibly bring towards them. So I think this is what's taking place in this scene. But once again, I think Davis's hand is gonna be forced and he's gonna have to choose a side. As we see in another scene, we see Davis holding a gun in a new exclusive picture, but in a scene we see him on the phone talking to somebody, and then he quickly turns around like he's watching his back. As you can see, this more than likely looks like the same setting, and he's wearing the same exact hoodie. So I think it's gonna come where he's not trustworthy to one of the sides, and he's gonna have to protect himself, get his hands dirty how he used to, get back to the streets, and that's why he pulls out this gun. So once again, Davis, he's gonna be on thin ice on both sides. He's gonna have to play his cards correctly, and it's not looking too good for him. And last but not least, probably the most important one, is we see one of the kills, what Tariq is wearing, and I believe I know when and where this is gonna take place. We're gonna talk about that in the episode breakdown. But as you can see, Tariq and Braden at a waterfront. Look at the clothes Tariq is specifically wearing. This is also what he's wearing in one of the scenes in the trailer, where he pulls the trigger at someone that's on the ground. So he's gonna get a kill in these clothes. So what's possibly taking place in this Braden scene, it could be happening prior or post this kill. If it's happening prior, this could be them planning, setting everything up, making sure everything is in motion, that it goes well. And if it's post, this could be an alibi, or them talking about what's gonna happen going forward, or who he possibly killed, and they're just gonna be having to make moves, make shit shake. And this is probably one of the most important scenes that we're able to match up. This is more than likely it's gonna happen in episode 5 with the title Ego Dead. But let's go ahead and get into these episode breakdowns. Now, once again, along with the teaser trailer as well as the new exclusive photos, we received the names of the first 5 episodes, and they are as follows: I Don't Die Easy, To Thine Own Self, Birthright, The Reckoning, and Ego Dead. Now, I want to focus specifically on 3 of these, those being episode 1, 3, and 5. Now, for I Don't Die Easy, I expect this episode to actually parallel both Tariq and, of course, Monet. Monet obviously is probably going to be the focus of this episode after what took place at the end of season 3 with her getting shot. We know she was in the hospital. Of course, she's going to survive. We already saw the leaked pictures of her and Detective Don Carter, but we know Drew, Diana, they're going to be scrambling to cover their tracks and have to try to take out Tariq. And I think that's why it parallels them. They're going to have attempts on his life, at least one in this episode, and he's not gonna go down as easily as they think. And I also think this story builds up to a point where Monet wants to talk to Tariq. Over the course of these 3 seasons, he has been the only person she could trust. He's helped her out time and time again, and I think she at least owes it to him to have a conversation to see what really went down. And of course, the Tejada kids are gonna try to be preventing this, so I think that's what episode 1, I Don't Die Easy, is showcase. Now for episode 3, Birthright, I think this all points towards truth. Obviously, we all been speculating how he get truth back, his inheritance, everything that went down at Western Holdings, how it all fell apart. He's gonna try to recover this, and this might be his escape plan to fully leave the game. We've seen him standing in Club Truth. I obviously think he's gonna have to go to RSJ. He's gonna have to talk to people like Stern, and of course probably Rashad Tate, as they're gonna have the most hands and be the most help to him recovering Club Truth, or getting some of the money back, the inheritance that he put into Western Holdings. So that's what I think episode 3 is focused on and what it's talking about. So the scene of him standing in Club True might not even be towards the season finale. We could get that scene very early on, him returning to the scene of the crime, right where he killed Ghost at, and him receiving Club Truth, and that's where him, Braden, might start washing their money and shit like that. As I mentioned earlier, they paid Davis a bunch of money. We have no idea where they got it from, how they got it cleaned, or anything like that. So that's going to be something to look forward to once he receives Club Truth back. And last but not least, episode 5 ego debt. Now I think this points to the two scenes in the trailer that we see of Tariq shooting a gun. One looks as if it's taking place in the Tejada household with Monet there. Tariq is in a standoff with someone else, and of course we get the big scream from Monet. And of course we get the scene I mentioned earlier showcasing the pictures that Tariq was wearing the same outfit, and he's gonna get another kill in it. So with that all being said, I think just off the episode title, Ego Debt, I already predicted to you guys that Kane was gonna die this season. I'ma keep saying it. I strongly believe that. I think just off that ego, he has the biggest ego in the entirety of the show. It's not even close. So I think off that alone, he's a big factor, or the highest on my list to get taken out in this episode. And with that being a mid-season finale, I think it will have a huge impact. They normally do it during the mid-season finales, and with them splitting this season up into 2 parts, I think it definitely makes the most sense for them to go in this direction. Kind of how Raising Kanan quote unquote killed off Unique mid-season, but I think it will really kill Kane off, and that will set the tone for the return of the last 5 episodes in September or whenever we get it. Overall, that's it for this video. You guys can leave your thoughts and opinions down below in the comments. It's still a lot of unanswered questions. A lot of this is my speculation, but I'm glad we got Anya Covington as a confirmed character, and I lean towards my prediction about that being true, about Tariq's involvement with her and everything like that. We got to see how Noma decides to handle this situation, if she could push to take out Tariq and everything like that. And also with the episode 5 ego debt, we're all making our debt predictions. You guys could put yours down below in the comments. I love to hear your ideas and everything like that, and also any other questions or videos you would like to see me make on a specific topic. I honestly expect the full trailer at this point to drop within the next 2 weeks, with the exclusive photos being out, already receiving a teaser trailer, and I think we're like a month and a half away from the new season premiere. So I think a trailer should be right around the corner, so be on the lookout for a breakdown for that. As usual, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out.